My brother won't attend my wedding unless I uninvite my estranged father. What do I do? Hey Reddit, I'm in a really difficult situation and need some advice. I'm planning my wedding to my fiancé, Sam, 25M, but a huge family drama is threatening to overshadow everything. I feel torn between my brother, my estranged father, and my mom, and I'm not sure what to do. I'm 24, and my name is Emily. Growing up, I had a pretty close relationship with my brother Jake, 32M, and my mom Diane, 53F. My father Mark, 55M, left when I was just a baby, and I don't really remember much about him. From what I was told, he wasn't around because of emotional neglect, and my mom eventually divorced him. I didn't ask many questions as a kid, and as I grew older, I figured he just wasn't a great dad. My mom did her best to raise me and Jake on her own. Couple of months ago, my dad unexpectedly reached out to me. He apologized for his absence in my life, saying he had been going through some personal issues but had since worked on himself through therapy. He claimed he wanted to make amends and build a relationship with me. I was cautiously open to reconnecting with him, but I didn't press him for details. At that point, I just wanted to heal and move forward. Fast forward to today, and I'm planning my wedding to Sam. As we were putting the guest list together, I decided to invite my dad. I figured this would be a good opportunity to further repair our relationship, and I thought it would be a positive step forward. However, when I told my brother Jake about my plan to invite our father, he had a huge reaction. He immediately told me that if I invited our dad to the wedding, he wouldn't come at all. I was stunned and upset by his reaction, as I had never seen Jake get so emotional about this. Jake told me that I didn't know the full story about our dad and that there was a lot more I needed to understand before making a decision. He didn't want to explain everything to me right away, but he said, "Just give me some time, and I'll tell you the truth. I don't know what to think. Am I missing something? Am I being too naive about who my father was? I don't want to make any decisions without knowing the full picture," so I agreed to give Jake some time to explain. I don't want to hurt my brother, but I also want my dad to be a part of my life too. Update. After a week of waiting, Jake finally sat me down to explain everything. What he told me was not what I expected at all. He started by saying that he had kept the full truth about our father from me for years because he wanted to protect me. Our father wasn't just emotionally neglectful, he was abusive. Jake explained that when he was only 8 years old, our dad became physically and verbally abusive toward him and our mom. One night, during one of his violent outbursts, Jake secretly called the cops, afraid that dad might hurt me too, and that led to our dad's arrest. After that, our mom took us and fled to another state. She filed for divorce, and we didn't see or hear from our dad again. But it didn't end there. Jake had kept track of our father over the years through our old neighbors and even hired a private investigator to look into his life after I told him about my plan to invite dad to my wedding. The investigator uncovered some truly shocking information. Our dad remarried and had children with another woman, and, just like with our family, he had been abusive toward them as well. The investigator found police reports and court records showing that our father's behavior toward his new family was nearly identical to how he treated us: violent, controlling, and emotionally neglectful. At that moment, I was devastated. The person I believed was just a distant, neglectful father turned out to be far worse than I ever imagined. Not only he neglected me, but he was also been abusive to both my mom and Jake, and he continued that cycle with his new family. I feel utterly betrayed by him, and I can't understand why he lied to me. The worst part is that I feel betrayed by myself for believing his apology and thinking that he had changed. I am furious and heartbroken, but also a little ashamed for not realizing sooner what kind of person he is. I feel stupid for trusting him and for wanting to believe in the possibility of a relationship with someone who had caused so much harm. Jake, Sam, and my mom are incredibly supportive, but I still feel lost in the middle of this realization. Final update. After everything Jake had told me, I knew that I couldn't have my father at my wedding. It was clear to me now that my wedding should be about celebrating love and the people who truly care about me, and I couldn't allow someone who had hurt me so deeply to be a part of that celebration. I called my dad and told him that I was uninviting him from the wedding. I told him that after learning the full truth, I couldn't continue trying to build a relationship with him. I explained that I knew about his abuse toward our family and his new family, and I couldn't trust him anymore. I also told him that I was cutting ties with him for good. He tried to convince me that he had changed, that he was sorry, and that I should give him a chance. He kept saying he was a different person now, that he was ashamed of his past, and that he hoped I could forgive him. But I stood firm. I told him that I couldn't forgive him for what he did, not just to me, but to everyone else he hurt. This wasn't about holding a grudge, it was about protecting myself from someone who had proven to be toxic. After the call, he sent me a brief text saying he understood. But I don't feel any sense of relief or closure from his response. In fact, it was almost like he didn't even care that he had lost his chance at being part of my life. But I feel relieved knowing that I have finally taken control of the situation. I am not going to let someone who had caused so much pain continue to have a presence in my life. Now, with everything out in the open, I can focus on my wedding preparations. I'm feeling so much better with the support of Sam, Jake, and my mom. We're all moving forward without my father's drama and looking forward to a day that will be filled with love and joy. I'm healing, and I'm focusing on the positive relationships in my life. With my family by my side, I know I can make it through this and still have the wedding of my dreams. I want to thank everyone who commented and gave me advice.